All right. Are the voice and screen clear? All clear. Okay. Fine. So, a very good morning to all of you. Good morning, everyone. Yes, good morning. Fine. So, can you tell me what was the last point? I think it was Gauss theorem, right? Hmm? Gauss theorem. Surface integral of electric field over any closed integral is equal to 1 upon epsilon 0 times the charge enclosed by that surface, right? See how simple it is. Hmm? What was that? What was Gauss theorem? We said electric flux over a closed surface is equal to charge enclosed upon epsilon 0. We said electric flux over closed surface is equal to charge enclosed by that surface divided by epsilon or epsilon 0, depending upon whether there is medium or vacuum. And the Gauss theorem said, the surface integral means dot product with the surface area, okay, of whom surface integral with electric field, or the surface integral of electric field over any closed surface is equal to charge enclosed inside that surface, divided by epsilon 0. Fine. We said flux equal to charge enclosed upon epsilon 0 over the closed surface, that we derived, and Gauss theorem is saying closed integral E bar dot ds bar. Closed integral means over the closed surface. Okay. This entire phrase, okay, over closed surface, can be replaced by this simple round symbol. Fine. So surface integral of electric field over any closed surface is equal to charge enclosed upon epsilon 0, and flux over the closed surface is equal to charge enclosed upon epsilon 0. A equal to B, C equal to B, A equal to B, C equal to B. It means A and C must be equal, and yes, we know that this is basically E bar dot ds bar is basically definition of d phi. E bar dot ds bar is basically definition of d phi, flux over the surface ds, and integration E bar dot ds bar is going to be integration of d phi, and integration of d phi means phi, that is overall flux. Okay, overall flux. Fine. So this mathematical statement, okay, just convert it into words, you will get Gauss theorem. Okay, no need to remember, no need to mug up the things. Just see surface integral of electric field over any closed surface is equal to 1 upon epsilon 0 times means multiplied by, 1 upon epsilon 0 times the charge enclosed by that surface. Surface integral of electric field over any closed surface is equal to 1 upon epsilon 0 times the charge enclosed by that surface. This is going to be the Gauss theorem, okay, in words. Fine. Reply me, everyone in the chat box. Up to this discussion clear? Shall we move on to the applications of Gauss theorem? Hmm? Gauss theorem. Syllabus for the test is going to be whatever the things which are being taught till today, and the homework based on the things taught today. Okay, so that electrostatics part, as well as the motion in 2 dimension. Okay, relative and projectile motion, those questions will also be in the exam. Okay, fine. Next. Fine. Write some notes. Write some notes about the Gauss theorem. Write some notes. Most of the notes we already know. Most of the notes we already know, but still we will write. Okay. Write down. Write down. In closed surface, in closed surface, in closed surface, incoming flux are taken as negative. Incoming flux are taken as negative. Incoming flux are taken as negative. Outgoing flux, just keep on making a note. Outgoing flux are taken as positive. Are taken as positive. Okay. If total flux, next note, if total flux over closed surface, just keep on making a note. If total flux over closed surface are positive, implies net enclosed charge is positive. And same statement, if total flux over closed surface are negative, implies that net enclosed charge is negative. Net enclosed charge is negative. Okay, just make these 2 note points. Next. Next note about the electric flux. Electric flux over closed surface, electric flux over closed surface are independent of, okay, are independent of position of charge inside the closed surface, inside the closed surface. Okay, inside the closed surface means what? Let's say this is a random shaped surface. Even the shape doesn't matter. Okay, even the shape doesn't matter. You simply have to find out enclosed charge divided by epsilon 0, charge enclosed upon epsilon 0. Let's say for this surface charge q is here, so overall flux associated with this surface is equal to what? Charge enclosed upon epsilon 0. If you change the position, let me draw the same surface again. Okay, let us say that we have drawn the same surface again. Now the charge is not here, charge is here, charge is here, but still, how many flux are crossing this entire random shaped surface? It is again overall. What is the charge enclosed? Charge enclosed is Q divided by epsilon z. If there is no medium, write it as epsilon z. Okay, fine. This is a imaginary closed surface. This is imaginary closed surface, and inside that closed surface some charge is enclosed, and we want to find out how many flux are crossing this closed surface. That is equal to charge enclosed upon epsilon zero. It is Q upon epsilon zero in this case. Even if you change the position of the charge, but still the total charge enclosed is Q, answer is going to be same. Okay, so they are saying electric flux over the closed surface are independent of the position of the charge inside the closed surface. Even the shape doesn't matter. Even the shape of the closed surface doesn't matter. Over this closed surface, it is Q upon epsilon zero. Even over this surface, even over this surface, even this surface contains a charge equal to Q. So flux associated with it, flux crossing that surface are also equal to Q upon epsilon zero. Okay, sir, fine. Next. This imaginary surface, okay, used in the Gauss theorem, okay, the imaginary surface used in the Gauss theorem, imaginary closed surface used in the Gauss theorem is called as Gaussian surface. Okay, this surface is called as, it's an imaginary surface. We imagine a closed surface. Okay, so that imagine closed surface is called as a Gaussian surface. Is called as a Gaussian surface. Okay, fine. So write down one more note. Write down one more note. In a Gaussian surface, in a Gaussian surface, in a Gaussian surface or over a Gaussian surface, if phi is equal to 0, total flux equal to 0, does not, okay, does not necessarily imply, does not necessarily imply that that electric field at every point, at every point on the surface, on the surface equal to 0. But if E equal to 0 at every point on surface, every point on surface, then it implies, then it implies flux over surface, flux over surface phi necessarily 0. We will understand this. Initially just write it down. Initially just write it down. Just reply me in the chat box up to this point written W. लिहून झालं? Good. Let us discuss this. Let us discuss this first part. Let us imagine a closed surface. Closed imagined surface is called as a Gaussian surface. It can have any random shape, whatever you want. Okay. Let's say there are some charges enclosed inside this. Okay. Now let's say overall flux we want to find out. What will be that? Overall flux will be what? Sir, overall flux is equal to integration d phi. Yes, overall flux is equal to integration d phi. So to find integration, to find d phi, we have to choose very small area. Let's say this is the area vector. Let's say at this point electric field is like this. Let's say at that point angle between area vector and the electric field is theta, and d phi is a dot product of electric field and area vector by definition. Fine, this you have to do at each and every point on this Gaussian surface so that you can get this integration. But sir, the surface is a closed surface. Surface is a closed surface. Fine, sir. Next, there is one more definition. Okay, there is one more definition. Sir, phi is equal to charge enclosed upon epsilon 0. Yes, that definition is also there. Okay, if phi is equal to 0, for phi to be equal to 0, all these d phi must be 0. Fine. Or this dot product E bar dot ds bar must be 0. Okay, phi equal to 0 does not necessarily mean that E should be equal to 0. At each and every point E must be 0, electric field must be 0. No, that is not required. This dot product required to be 0, and then its integration will be equal to 0. Agree, disagree? That is the first statement. phi 0 है म्हणजे E 0 है असं नाही है. E can be non-zero, but effectively phi is 0. E can be non-zero. On all these points, electric field can be non-zero, but effectively total flux equal to 0. E non-zero, but flux equal to 0. That is possible. Phi equal to 0 implies that, does not implies that, arrow and then a cross. Okay, does not imply. This symbol means implies that, does not implies. Phi equal to 0 does not imply E equal to 0. E 0 असलीच पाहिजे तरच phi 0 येईल असं काही नाही. मग phi का 0 आलाय? Then why the phi is 0? The answer is certainly this E bar dot ds bar must be 0. Number one case. Or number two case. So overall enclosed charge. Let's say this is plus 3, this is minus 5, and this is plus 2. Now what is the overall enclosed charge? What is overall enclosed charge? Reply me everyone in the chat box. What is overall enclosed charge? 0. Overall enclosed charge is 0. Overall enclosed charge is 0. Perfect. So phi equal to 0, what does that imply? That simply implies that overall enclosed charge is 0. Fine. Now you people tell me, because of this negative charge, electric field will be towards the negative. Because of this positive charge, electric field will be away from the positive. Because of this positive charge, electric field will be away from the positive. And all these electric fields, are they cancelling each other? No, they are not cancelling each other. It can be non-zero. Okay, it can be non-zero. Are you getting this? So phi equal to 0. Overall flux 0 means enclosed charge is 0. Okay, that doesn't mean that electric field on the surface is 0. Try to understand. Line number 1, 2, 3 and 4. This we have discussed. Now let us discuss the reverse way. Okay, hope you have written all these things. No need to write this down. Keep it as it is. Some area vector ds bar, some electric field E bar at that point. Fine. Now next line I am going to write. These 4 lines we have discussed. These 4 lines let us discuss. Now they are saying, but if E is equal to 0 at each and every point on the surface, but if E is 0 and at each and every point on the surface, if electric field itself is 0, what is E bar dot ds bar? Sir, E bar dot ds bar means electric field at given point, its magnitude, area vector, its magnitude, into cos of angle between them, but at each and every point, on this surface where you are going to imagine a small point area ds, at each and every point, if this electric field itself is 0, and then at each and every point, do not check what is area vector, do not check what is cos theta. If this E is equal to 0, this entire multiplication is going to be 0. That certainly implies that the overall electric flux over this Gaussian surface are going to be equal to 0. So let us write. Implies that phi is equal to 0. Clear? Reply me in the chat box. Correct? Fine. Clear? बघा परत. समजा जर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड 0 असेल at each and every point. If electric field is 0 at each and every point, at this point, this point, this point, this point, at each and every point, if electric field is equal to 0, if electric field is 0 at each and every point, then this entire multiplication will be always 0. Doesn't matter what is the angle between the area vector and electric field. If the electric field at each and every point is 0, then it certainly means that this multiplication is going to be 0. Its integration is automatically going to be 0. So phi equal to 0 does not mean that E must be 0, but if E is 0, it certainly means phi is 0. Are you getting this? Phi equal to 0 does not imply E equal to 0, but if E is equal to 0, then phi must be 0. If E is equal to 0, then phi must be equal to 0. Got it? Yes. Fine. So these are some notes about the Gaussian theorem. Okay. All right. Next. Let us see what is the next point. Okay, there are some examples. Let us solve some examples. Okay, example number 33. Write down. Question number 33. Find out the flux through the given Gaussian surface. Okay, find out the flux through given Gaussian surface. Write down. Find phi equal to, or phi equal to simply question mark. Okay, the Gaussian surface is given something like this. Okay, Q1 is given 2 microcoulomb. See, the charge is generally given in the microcoulomb. Okay, Q2 is also given. It is minus 3 microcoulomb. Okay, sir. Next, Q3, some another charge. It is equal to 4 microcoulomb. Next, Q4, it is outside the surface. This is imaginary Gaussian surface. Okay, imaginary closed surface that we take in Gauss theorem is called as Gaussian surface. Here they have written it also. You also write down. Gaussian surface. All right. Next, Q4 is equal to minus 6 microcoulomb. Okay. Q phi is equal to 2 microcoulomb. Then Q6, it is also outside the surface. These charges are inside the surface. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 outside, Q5 outside, Q6 outside. Its values are given to us. Okay, it's a very simple and basic question. You will immediately tackle it. Okay, we have to find out electric flux over this Gaussian surface. So flux over that Gaussian surface is equal to, write down, charge enclosed upon epsilon 0. Now what is the overall charge enclosed? Sir, 2 micro minus 3 micro plus 4 micro. Only these charges are to be considered. Outside charges are not required to be considered. Okay, that we already know. Divided by epsilon 0, divided by epsilon 0. What will be the answer? The answer will be something like this: 2 minus 3 minus 1, minus 1 plus 4 is equal to plus 3 micro upon epsilon 0. Fine. Now can you tell me what is the unit of electric flux? Answer is there. Now I want to find out unit. What is the unit? Use any of the equation. Use any of the equation. Electric flux. I gave you two equations which contains electric flux. The first is this: d phi is equal to E bar dot ds bar. Okay, and the second one is phi is equal to charge enclosed upon epsilon 0. Now generally unit of epsilon 0 we need to find out from which law? Coulomb's law. K. Now this K can be replaced by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0, first charge Q1, second charge Q2, divided by R square. Now this epsilon 0 on the left hand side, then 1 upon 4 pi F, then Q1 Q2 upon R square, taking units on both the sides, unit on left side, unit on right side, unit of epsilon 0 as it is, 1 no unit, 4 pi no unit. Sir, force Newton, so 1 upon Newton. Sir, coulomb into coulomb, charge, coulomb into coulomb, coulomb square upon this distance means meter square, so the distance square means meter square, and then you find epsilon 0 unit, and then you know this is charge enclosed, so it is going to be coulomb. Epsilon 0 unit is coulomb square upon Newton meter square, coulomb square upon Newton meter square. This is going to be somewhat lengthy process. This Newton meter square in the numerator, this coulomb upon coulomb square is going to be coulomb. Fine. So this much we have to do. But if you use this, immediately you will get answer. Electric field, it is by definition force F bar upon Q. E bar is equal to F bar upon Q dot ds bar. Taking units on both the sides. What you can get here? Unit of electric flux is equal to unit of force, which is Newton, unit of charge, which is coulomb, unit of area, meter square. Got it? Reply me in the chat box. Some rough calculation we did for finding out unit of electric flux. Okay? So what is the unit of electric flux? Newton meter square upon coulomb. Fine, sir. Newton meter square upon coulomb. Newton meter square upon coulomb. Okay. Now next. So we want to calculate this value. Let us try to calculate that value. 3 micro upon epsilon 0. What is 1 upon epsilon 0? Do you know? No, sir. We do not directly know what is 1 upon epsilon 0. But what we know is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. See, here in this formula, you might need to find out 1 upon epsilon 0 because here you have to divide by epsilon 0. Okay. So now comes a calculation trick. Okay. Flux calculation जेव्हा कराल बाळांनो तेव्हा at that time you will need this calculation trick. Okay. So what you actually know is, sir, 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 we already know. What is that? So it is 9 into 10 raised to 9. Okay, just forget about unit right now. It is SI unit. Okay. So what is 1 upon epsilon 0? Sir, very simple. This 4 pi on the right hand side. 4 pi into 9 into 10 raised to 9. That's it. What is simply epsilon 0? It is 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12. It is 8.85 into 10 raised to minus 12 coulomb square upon Newton meter square. Okay, you can cross check unit of epsilon 0 from the Coulomb's law. Okay, from the Coulomb's law, F is equal to K Q1 Q2 upon R square. From that, replace the K as 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0, and you can cross check whether my unit is right or wrong. Okay, and unit of 1 upon epsilon 0 is what? Reciprocal of epsilon 0. Fine. So for time being, just remember this value. Yes, remember this value and find out this value according to need. Find out this value according to need. Okay, let's do the calculation of 3 micro upon epsilon 0. This is calculation trick over. Now phi is equal to, sir, 3 micro means 10 raised to minus 6 divided by epsilon 0. Okay, sir. But sir, this 1 upon epsilon 0 we will directly replace. 1 upon epsilon 0 we will replace it by this. Yes. 4 pi into 9 into 10 raised to 9, that is 1 upon epsilon 0 replacement, into this 3 as it is. Always whenever you do some replacement, try to put that replacement into the bracket. Okay, try to put that replacement into the bracket so that you can understand what you have done in the next step. Okay, next step मध्ये काय केले ते समजेल. So this 1 upon epsilon 0 here as it is, this 3 into 10 raised to minus 6, 3 into 10 raised to minus 6. Now you can just do the multiplication. Okay, now many of the students generally do not follow the sequence of multiplication. Now what should be the sequence of multiplication so that there are minimum efforts? The minimum efforts will be only in this situation. First of all, you multiply this pi by some value, by 4. It is very easy to multiply by 4, 2 pi. Then whatever answer you get, multiply that by 9. Whatever answer you get, multiply that by 3. This will reduce the efforts. But if you follow this sequence, 4 into 9 into 3, that will create some number, and that number into 3.14 will take time. So it's better. This is the number 3.14 which is creating problem. So keep it as it is and multiply it by 4. That is very easy, get some answer. Multiply it by 9. That is very easy, get some answer. Multiply it by 3. That is very easy, get some answer. This should be the sequence. Tell me what is the answer. Plus 9 minus 6, plus 9 minus 6, plus 3. These many? Newton meter square upon Coulomb. See, not Coulomb square. For 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0, it is Newton meter square upon Coulomb square. But here it is Newton meter square upon Coulomb. Not Coulomb square here. Here it is Coulomb square. Okay, tell me what is the answer. This 10 raised to 3, I know. I just want this answer. 1 digit or 2 digit accuracy. What about do the calculation? Don't be dependent on me for calculation. Do it on your own. Reply. Okay. Let's check. Okay. Everyone giving the same answer. Let's check. What is the final answer? 339.12. 339.12. Okay. 339.12. 0.12 into 10 raised to 3 is there, into 10 raised to 3 is already there. Okay, now you may, if required, you may shift this decimal point left, okay, so that you can arrange the decimal point after first non-zero digit 3.39 or 3.4, approximately 3.4 into 10 raised to 5.